MomoCon. It's Atlanta's answer to Comic-Con. You won't want to miss it.
Huh? What am I doing?
So, Carnell for Carnell Holley Pictures. Good sir, I know it's early. I'm glad you booked this time to just get it out of the way. This is your first time here.
Mhm.
How are you enjoying MomoCon so far?
MomoCon is wild. That's wild. It's it feels like to me that it's its own entity, and it's creative, it's passionate, it's sporadic. I have not been to a con where people are partying all day and all night. I was very surprised because normally you do a con and you go home or you go back. They disperses. People do their little thing, but this is like it feels like all of downtown Atlanta is dedicated to MomoCon. I found out that there was a karaoke event that lasted until 4 a.m. and I'm very jealous because I would have really liked to have done that.
I didn't know about that.
No, I didn't. You're right. I found that out from a gent at my table. Um, and I love the creativity. I love the passion that everyone here exhibits, and it seems like everyone is being their individual selves here.
Mm.
People who are supporting me have come up and just been very sweet, and just very sweet. Made me feel very very welcome, and that means a lot.
Awesome.
James with One Movie Podcast. Are there any projects that you're currently working on that you can talk about?
I wish I could, man. I really do. I really do, because I've been wanting to announce two specifically, but I am very afraid that the fates would like totally smite me if I even like. But I will say this: one of them is a fighting game, which I'm very very happy, which I'm very very antsy in my pantsy to tell people about, and another one is an animated show that I'm looking to do stuff. And when it happens, I will definitely shout it. If they don't cut me,
Right.
you don't know how you don't you don't know you don't know how you never know how things work out.
Why do I feel like a Marvel sniper and this could be Marvel Rivals or something? I could see this. I'm not. I mean, I'm just.
I will
listening.
definitely say it's not Marvel. It's definitely not
Like
Marvel.
if okay.
I'll put that to bed. There's definitely not a Marvel Rivals thing. Although,
I would say Cyclops just dropped recently, so.
nah, but
They should.
hopefully, like Bryce Gold is killing it right now, and like my boy Michael is who's in the game is doing really well.
Okay.
My friend, I have several people who are. I mean, I have a lot of people who I know who are in that game. So hopefully, maybe one day I'll be able to join it. Definitely a great game though.
Dude, as far as being at MomoCon, I don't know if was this the 21st anniversary?
Mhm.
Now, as far as in comparison, your experiences at other cons, like have you been able to like really like let your hair down, have some fun, and not just be the meet and greet at the tables and whatnot?
When I do conventions, I really want. I am who I am, man. I don't pander. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to spend time with those who approach my table and choose to like purchase something from me and choose to support me. You know what I'm saying? Like that is a very special thing. So I don't. I'm kind of this, I'm kind of the same I am, if I were outside with my friends, I'm the same way. I don't approach it like, everyone's an individual. There's so many different types of people. I love meeting new people. I love meeting, people who have stories and who have taken the time. Some people drove like 4 hours to get down here, who I sign autographs for. Some people from other states. So I'm always like, I'm always appreciative, always me. Say like what you get, you'll always get me. And my friends will tell you, I'm very unfiltered, very me. Not don't try to act cool. Don't try to be anything else.
Let's get this out of the way now.
Yes.
Instead of me waiting till later. How do you deal with your mental health as far as navigating both this weekend and the projects you just finished up?
Oh man. Oof. Well, I'm diagnosed ADD and OCD when I was like 14. So I love all my neurospices out there. You know, everyone who has touched in, you know, in, uh, expresses themselves differently. And when you have OCD or ADD, you kind of internalize things. So one practice that I do is always to know that I've done the work and that I'm, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're in VO, you have no idea when your next job is going to be. You know, everyone thinks that you're here, you know, you must be famous. You know what I'm saying? The only, you know, in the eyes of people who support me, you know, I'm something, right? And then there's other people, they have no idea who I am. And, you know, you have to grind like everyone else, you know, if you want to do anything. So, you know, um, the ups and downs of auditions, bookings, you know, you do one thing and you kind of move on to the next. And when it gets slow, or if you kind of figure out the rhythm is not there, you know, I have to just basically calm myself down. Um, and I'll be very honest, I've gone through, you know, the industry is changing right now in terms of commercials and animation. Animation is always like you give, you know, you be the character, you give, you know, you express it on tape or on a recording, and but you know, for other things in the industry, things change, and when you have to kind of pivot to change with it, you know, you have to be very like open, receptive. You can't take these personally because you know everyone. There's a lot of people in the game, a lot of creative people. So why you are looking for your next, you know, big adventure, you have to not like be down on yourself. You have to give yourself time to rest. You have to hydrate yourself. You have to feed yourself. You have to be healthy, you know what I'm saying, and have good outlets so that you keep a positive mind state.
That's awesome. We were a couple other interviews, and they were mentioning how to navigate through that whole thing.
Is there anything more you want me to touch on? Like, is there like anything specific, like any stresses or anything like that? Or?
So how do you de-stress or some hobbies or outlets you use to help that?
I love working out. You know, we talk about this all the time. I love working out. Uh, I love I love just being out with friends, taking time to yourself, being quiet, quieting your mind, learning how to do that because my mind is a flurry of activity. And you know that for those who have ADD, and I know a lot of people don't really know if you don't have it, or OCD, it's active all the time. It's like neurons firing, it's stimulation, it's managing stuff, it's calming down, not overreacting all the time. And you know, I've learned to do that, you know, through therapy and just like and it's I will say to anyone who is dealing with anything emotionally, depression, you know, OCD, ADD, you know, on the spectrum, what you know, whatever it is, you know, to always have the support to quiet things down and to not vent, but just to also like help you manage that, you know, therapy.
Yeah, I've seen a video because I'm still trying to make my rounds as far as playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to ask you what the appeal is, what got you into it, and why others should at least check that box off.
Oh man, dude, Dungeons and Dragons, you can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. I play with the D20 Initiative. It's a group called the Scoundrels, and we're gonna be I think it's today in the Omni Hall. I think it's in the Omni Hall today, like 30 today. I have to double check that. Don't quote me on that. But like I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was in high school. That's when I first started, and it was me and my cousin, and we had our own land, he would be the dungeon master. I would be like he would write stories for me. So it was just me and him. So I played it with just just me and him growing up, and so that was my experience. I never played with a big, huge group, but what we had was an imaginary land that I could just frolic in. and do whatever. We can edit that out, right? Um, what I have is like an imaginary land. Come here, baby. And this is where you, boom. Hold on. There we go. Is it ours? Is it ours? There you go. We'll cut that out. The one thing, important thing about Dungeons and Dragons is that it's a land that you can just frolic in and be yourself. You can create whatever you want. There's so many creatures, so many so many things you could be. It's all up to your imagination. It's very limited to what you want it to be. So the fun is just to dive into a world where, you know, for instance, I'm with the D20 initiative, the Scoundrels, that we're going to have a show today. And I'm a half bear, half man, you know what I'm saying, monk who dresses all in leather and is in tune with the dragon speak. So I can speak to dragons. I have dragon strike. I can like phase time so that I can like move fast. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's everything that you ever seen Blade?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be like a vampire, not the nasty looking vampires. You know, I want to be that pretty vampire. You know what I'm saying? Like not that like nasty, you know.
Twilight.
Yeah, I want to be a Twilight vampire.
That's as pretty as you could get.
You know, and you know, in Dungeons and Dragons, you could be a vampire. You could be a half vampire if you want. You know what I'm saying? I could be Blade. You know what I'm saying? I could run around, jump off trees, and you know how you vanquish a foe is all up to you. Like it's all up to how you roll. It's all up to what you have in your arsenal. And there's always ways around things. It really sparks your creativity. You know what I'm saying? So you just do wondrous things. So with the D20 initiative that we're with now, with the Scoundrels, that's what we're called. You know, what we do is it's basically an hour, 2 hour show. And you really can't play Dungeons and Dragons in a whole just hour, 2 hours. So there's a lot of improv. You know, sometimes we have to wrap it up quick, but the way that we do it, it's very imaginative, you know what I'm saying? And it's fun, you know. We don't always make it out alive, but it's fun.
What's your schedule been like this year as far as conventions you've been to so far and conventions that are up to step?
Well, Tommy Grofton, who's part of the D20 initiative, who's the manager. Oh my God, dude! I'm just gonna hold it, dude. Tommy Grofton, who's part of the D20, who's basically like who's been bringing me along on this ride, and I owe him a big debt. And if anyone would check us out, it would be great. It's the D20 initiative, Scoundrels. You can find us online. But he's from Toronto, and he, with his imagination, created this whole entire group. It's a group of voiceover actors, right? And we all rotate for different cons. So, you know, I went to Calgary Expo. I just came from there. I went to Toronto Expo, and that was the first time. Like I'd been to Vancouver before, but that was the first time I've ever been to the East Coast of Canada. I visited 2 places in Canada within the span of a few months. I mean, how awesome is that? You know what I'm saying? Like you get the chance to travel. I'm here in Atlanta, thanks to him. So he's been just been very like a big motivator, a big supporter of me to like bring me along for the ride. And I've been learning about cons. I just started really doing cons. So I'm learning, you know, what people like, what people, you know, expect, you know, what people want to buy, what people are there for, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I have these characters, I've done like lots of characters, and I don't know what resonates. And sometimes I'll have stuff on my table, people will be like, oh man, you did this one, but you don't have a print of that? And I'm like, oh dude, I didn't think you liked that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I forgot I did that, you know what I'm saying? And so it's cool, it's very fun. So Tommy, if you see this, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we're just basically, it's like, I might be at Comic-Con. I don't know. There's a list of stuff that I might be at, depending on how the fates roll. And I'm definitely looking to learn more about cons and how to be more in the circuit as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that you were the voice on Berserk. That's what I was like.
Yeah, Zod. Yeah.
Right. I was like, okay.
You know, I do the baddies are so fun. Particularly when I wake up in the morning, my voice is very extra deep. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you want to. Like, that's when it's time to record. Yeah, I think it's in the morning.
But
Mhm.
so as far as I mean, you're new to the con circuit. What places have really resonated to you that this is like, man, can we get more cons in this state or in this country?
Yeah, every con's, I don't really know enough to know. Like, I mean, every con's different, like Calgary was great because I felt like I was a VIP. They shuffled me around, and I was like, oh, okay, people in black suits dropped me off. You feel really great. I love that experience. Here it's so huge. Even with people, it's well organized. People are having a great time. People feel, so I think people feel insular and good. I think every a con operated different. It just depends on, I look at how people are enjoying themselves. I look at how the guests who are there are enjoying themselves. And that's really what I measure. And every con I've been to has been really, well, um, organized and yeah, and ran. I mean, everything's different. I don't, you're gonna, just like you're flying a plane. You fly a plane enough times, you might miss the flight or it might be delayed. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? But from the cons I've been so far, it's been a different experience. But everyone has been having fun and everyone's been safe and people been taken care of. So that's why I think it's a successful con should be.
Um, Interviewed you last year, technically 7-ish months ago at DreamHack
Oh yeah, yes, yes,
here
yes,
in Atlanta.
yes,
And
yes.
talked about your character of Shinjiro Rengoku.
Yes.
I was wondering if you've had a chance to see Infinity Council yet.
Oh yeah.
Tanjiro take revenge for your son.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I was there for the premiere.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting thing. I was stuck in traffic, so I missed the red carpet. I could have been on the red carpet shining with Alex Lee and my boy Zeno, and I missed that. And like I figured, and of course my friends are gonna say that, and they're like, of course you missed it, Amari. But I had a job that day. You had a job, and LA traffic is like Atlanta traffic. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful experience. Man Chinese theater, just huge screen. It's crazy when you see what you do on a huge screen and everyone's like just gassed to see it. Um, I have a scene with my boy Ray Chase. We're both in it, and it was just like I'm not in it that much, but I love that Shinjiro has struck a chord with some people. Intention. He's a very polarized kind of character. His wife passed away, his son got murdered, but before his son got murdered, he had already given up training his son, kind of mourning the death of his wife, and turned to drink and was abusive mentally to his sons. And I have an 18-year-old son, so that role kind of hurt me because that father and son relationship is it's such an important thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a I think like especially when you have a son, you gotta see yourself. I see myself in my daughter too. She's a lot like me. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and she's just beautiful, and she's a lot like me too. But when you have a son, you're like, you see things that you went through with your father. And when I read Shinjiro's character, and you find out what I got to do, my friend Cedric, who plays my younger son as well, who I have to like, who I slap, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just drinking and stuff, and when I read it, I was like, oh my God, like I was like, this is horrible. But then he's damaged, and you have to become that. So you just think about pain, and you think about like where that would come from, and you just give it right. Um, yeah, I had to cry on there, which was awesome because when you can get to that point, you know, you want to be as honest as possible with your acting because that's what voiceover is acting. So, when I was crying on there, I was really crying, which was therapeutic because afterwards I was right. And then afterwards he has, I don't want to do any spoilers, but there was a redemption to him, which is what which I really loved, and that he owned up to what he did, and that he apologized for what he did, and straightened up. And when you see him in the movie, he's like, he's back at it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love him. I love this character. It forced me to kind of look at like myself as well.
Nice. No, and besides mental health, let's get to the physical health. What is your training regimen? What do you do that fits in your schedule?
Well, I coincidentally I blew out my meniscus. I tore it in two places like before I came to the con, doing the row machine, because I already had a sprain, and I was kind of like I was doing a row machine. I was trying to do this like exercise because I was trying to do something that was not going to affect it, but evidently rowing does do that because you chamber your knee in and
Right.
push out, right? But I was trying to do halfway because I couldn't chamber my knee all the way. So I can bend. This is the knee that's on. Right now I have like anti-inflammatories and stuff, so it's cool now. But when I did it, I could not even stand on my leg. I thought I was gonna even have to cancel the con. Um, it was wild. So what I would say is mobility. Mobility, stretching is one thing that was big, even though it didn't, even though this knee got affected. But I do a combination of CrossFit. It's a CrossFit hybrid thing, Olympic lifting, WODs, which is called Workout of the Days, and you kind of it involves like ski machines, echo bikes, and stuff like that, combined with like weightlifting and stuff. So it's a kind of total body workout. I do targeted weightlifting as well, which so it's just it's a lot of like kind of movement, weightlifting, 4 to maybe 3 to 4 days a week, and uh, and then you have to maintain diet, man. That's hard for me because I love food. I love it. Love, love, love.
Food is
So
always the worst part.
it is. But it's the most important part.
Yeah.
You don't really lose weight and get what you want if you're not really eating the right way, And that's been for me the major struggle because I'll grab a handful of cereal. What I'm saying, I'm an emotional eater. I love hamburgers, fries. Hot damn, I love meatloaf with mashed potatoes. Oh, flapjacks with butter and syrup. I love all that. But now you'd have, but you can also love healthy foods too. Sweet potato, complex carbs, and you feel good, right? You eat when you eat crappy, you feel crappy. You eat good, you're feeling your mind. You know what I'm saying with like grains, good meats, poultry, and then after a while you start to like it. Because at first I'm like, I don't want salad. I don't want a salad with chicken, man. I want that freaking burger with fries, bro, and ranch. I want to dip it. You know what I'm saying? But you have to, but that's if you want results, you gotta have to do something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give up something, right?
Clothing exchange.
Moderation.
Moderate is balance. I try to find balance in everything, even though the results vary, but I do try to find balance in everything.
Where can everyone find you on social media?
You can find me on Imari Speaks. Imari Speaks on Instagram. I'm Imari Speaks on TikTok. I'm getting ready to go. Making a push to go on camera. So I might do a whole different rebrand and just go Imari Williams and just encompass everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, acting, voice acting, it's all going to be under the same umbrella. Working on a website now, so I'll give that to you guys when it's done. And yeah, I'm really trying to make a push to just be as clean and efficient and reachable as possible, to those who are interested. So yeah, TikTok, Instagram, yeah, that's it.